he has the highlight episode. From Comfort to Success is the headline here. And he shares his story of transformation, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to helping others unlock their potential. So please check out the book. You find the link in the show notes, of course. Welcome to Inspired Choice today. I'm your host, Caroline Biesalski, here to bring you authentic stories, surprising lessons, and powerful takeaways to fuel your journey in business and life. In each episode, I'll take you from one inspiring guest to the next, blending their experiences with my expertise to uncover practical strategies you can use right away. Whether you're starting out or stepping up, stay tuned for insights and actionable tips that make a difference. And stick around until the end for a special freebie just for our listeners. Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. Today I'm highly inspired. On 12th of December with season 10, with the beginning of season 10, I started to implement solo episodes. So we change between solo episodes and interview episodes. We have the odd numbers that are solo episodes, like in the very beginning of this podcast, and the even numbers are with precious guests. So today I'm talking about the new book that has come out or that will be published in the next days. I keep you updated. The name of the book is The Inspired Choice Chronicles, Stories of Transformation. No, it is Chronicles of Transformation Beyond Imagination, because it is all about what happens in your mind first. Your imagination, you see it in your mind first, and then you receive it in the physical form, because we live on 3 planes of understanding. The spiritual, the intellectual, which is your mind, and then the physical plane. And the alignment is very important between the 3 planes. Today, I'm introducing you to chapter 4 of the book, and I will read to you. Okay, it is called The Inspired Records Highlight Episodes. And I picked among in the how-to book, how to create your own podcast, I picked 18 highlight episodes with marvelous, inspiring guests to inspire you. And as an example as well. And these are the decisive. They are very brave to jump in the podcast experience as a guest with me in the beginning of the podcast and also in volume 1 of the Inspired Chronicles. So every journey has defining moments, and my podcasting journey has been no exception. Along the way, certain episodes stood out as milestones, conversations that left a lasting impression on me, and I hope on you too. These episodes capture the essence of what Inspired Choice today is all about. Connecting with incredible individuals, sharing transformative insights, and embracing the beauty of growth and learning. From the excitement of hosting my very first guest in episode 4, to the joy of finding my rhythm in episode 88, and finally to the profound impact of a life-changing conversation in episode 365. Each of these highlights represents a pivotal moment in this journey. These episodes are more than just recordings. They are reflections of persistence, growth, and the power of meaningful dialogue. Let me take you behind the scenes to explore the stories, lessons, and inspiration these standout moments have brought into my life and hopefully yours as well. Welcome to the Inspired Podcast and also to the Inspired Chronicles today. And I love this book project so much. I am in the middle of it, ready to send it to the publisher today when I record this episode. And I wanted to produce a kind of an audio book, an audible book for you. And if you are inspired now to dive into the Inspired Chronicles, then feel free to click on the link in the show notes. Of course, you find the link to the book. to the ebook or also to the physical copy of the book. So now I want to highlight the guests, or I want to tell you a little bit about the guests, what stood out for me. Okay, so my journey began with episode 4 of season 1 with Amazing Soul. And Amazing Soul was my very first guest. She was so amazing. She jumped into the project without even knowing what it would be about. And also we didn't know each other, not in person, and not we never spoke to each other. We met in a community, and I felt free, or I found my courage to just ask her for an interview. And she was guided by intuition as well. And I was so inspired because her mantra was be here now. And of course, you find quotes of hers in the chapter about shared wisdom, and will be chapter 10, I think. But you will see. Now we are in chapter 4, and I want to highlight the other guests that said yes to be in the book. So I had several guests, of course. For example, Shanti Refugee, the power of journaling. So she's famous for her journals that she sells as well. And she's the keynote speaker and author, and so inspiring to me. We met on Facebook, and yeah, I had to do an interview with her. So every highlight episode that is printed in the book, you find the episode number. You can look it up, you can Google it, or let's say you can search for it on the podcast website. We have this website called www.podcast.inspiredchoice.today, and you will find it on Spotify as well, then on Apple Podcast and on YouTube. And you can put it in Inspired Choice everywhere. You can find me everywhere, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on Instagram as well, and YouTube. And then you choose in which size, or if you want to listen to it, if you want to watch the interview. You also find it on my 24/7 YouTube live stream I implemented, and this will be also available on Twitch. So they are similar. It was easy to install. One of my learnings from 1 year in podcasting. So let's see. And you also find the link to connect with the guest, of course. So then we had Nelly Harden. Nelly Harden has a project called the 6,570 Family Project, because it is a critical period for building the foundation of worth of young women. And she herself has 4 daughters. I think I have to look this up. I think it is 4 daughters. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, 4 daughters. And this is her mission. And she helps women to become the leader and the person they are meant to be, I would say. And these are the first 18 years, of course. And she's the guiding light in her field, and she's an expert for that. Of course, Suzanne Butler, she's directly from Brisbane, Australia. So this is a global podcast, and we are among the 5% of the most listened podcasts on Listen Notes, if you look this up. And Suzanne Butler teaches us the energy of Feng Shui. And Feng Shui has to do with how you arrange your room, and there's a certain not method, but she teaches us this in the episode, and I love that so much. So please reach out to her and to all the guests that inspire you, because this is what the podcast is about, the art of connection as well. Then we had Dayo, and Dayo is an amazing poet, and she does poetry of purpose. And I love as well, she's inspired by creation, and also she published a book named, where is it? I have to find the book title, Deja Vu, God Loves You, Not Impossible. And it is so inspiring to talk to people like Deo all day long. I couldn't stop once I started the podcast, and now I recorded over 540 episodes within 12 months, and there are so much more to come. So I would like to introduce you to Shane Perry as well. He has the highlight episode. From Comfort to Success is the headline here, and he shares his story of transformation, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to helping others unlock their potential. So please check out the book. You find the link in the show notes, of course. And also, what I can offer you is we have a Facebook group. It is called The Inspired Choice, Stories of Change and Success, because this is what life is about. The only constant we have in life is constant change and improvement. And we get to choose whether this is constructive, let's say creative, or destructive, like that you go backwards instead of forwards. So I can encourage you to stay tuned. Follow the podcast for more. Then I had an inspiring interview with Laura Watson, and I called the chapter or the episode The Dance of Leadership, because she teaches us leadership, and at the same time she's the world champion of dance, and it is country dancing, and she claimed a world championship and is training for her next. And she's amazing. She's an amazing coach. We can learn from her lessons, and also what the dancing has to do with leadership and vice versa. So check this out. And Brian Hite, Begin Again Blueprint is the name of this highlight episode. He is a former stuntman, or still working as a stuntman, with over 100 film and TV credits, including the award-winning 24 series. And he knows what it means to perform under pressure. And I love how he shared the pivots in his life from one, let's say, industry to the other. And he was always open to the possibilities presented to him. Yes, of course. Then Catherine Kim Mullen, I should say, because we know the middle name of hers. She's inspired by growth, and I am inspired by her because we met in person in 2022 in Ottawa for a Peggy McCall live event in person. And it was one of the first after the restrictions with this, when the countries opened up to travel again. And I took this opportunity and we met in person. And then I reached out to her to have my podcast interview with her, and she's so inspiring. So we talked about what she teaches her clients about money mindset. Yeah. For her, being rich isn't merely about money. It's about having the freedom to live life on your terms. And if you'd like to know more about Catherine, then tune in, buy the book, or tune into the episode of the Inspired Choice Today podcast. Laura Lee Kenny, the second person I met at the Peggy McCall's event in Ottawa, and it is so funny to see each other again, but we met twice already. We met in Los Angeles, California last year, in 2023, for another event, inspiring people, like-minded people, and I love that. So Laura Lee Kenny is a beacon. She's the founder of the Money Mindset Mentors podcast, and she introduced me to a platform named Be Connected, where I record all of my podcast interviews. So I like to share what worked for me. And so I was open as well when she presented this to me. She talks about her journey and how she helps others to in financial planning, let's say, and also about teaching financial literacy. And this is so important as the topic because most of the people have false beliefs about money and they are not using the principles. The principles are there and we learn it from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. We can study this. We can, and we can change, we can transform if we choose to. And this is what the podcast is about, the inspired choice. Make an inspired choice today. In the next chapter, we learn about the scent of success with Martina Wagner, an amazing coach and consultant I met. She's from Austria. We met in person and her energy just radiates a sense of effortless empowerment, and that has not transformed not only her life, but also the lives of countless others. So she combines her coachings with aromatherapy, and this helps really good. I am a witness of this. I'm applying this to my own life and I see the results. The results are changing, and you can see it in your results. Then I had an amazing podcast interview with Creg Effs, and this was not only the first one. We met 3 times, so he appears in the Inspired podcast 3 times. And the latest, he talked about the inspired book, or the book that inspired him, named 3 Feet from Gold. And I always love to receive book recommendations of books I didn't read before. So please check out Creg Effs. He lives in Jamaica, and he works as a firefighter, and he's also a coach and a writer. He wrote several books, and one of them is Everyone Deserves Love. And he offers lessons learned from heartbreak and self-discovery. Yes. Now, Cherrian Angela Chin is inspired by nature. We met in person as well in Los Angeles, and I love her energy, just her energy. She shares her wisdom and her positivity as well. And we did several projects together, and I encourage you to check out her episode and how she radiates. And her main topic is self-care. Self-care, we can learn this in all the times of turbulence or stress. We can learn to slow down and take care of ourselves, put ourselves first on the list in the calendar, and then we see what happens. Annie Boone was an amazing guest as well. The headline of her episode, or for the chapter here in the Inspired Choice Chronicles, is A Voice for Healing. And her journey is, she's a coach specialized in infidelity. She shares her experiences and the lessons she learned, which now shape her work with women impacted by betrayal. And this is so inspiring. She lives in South Africa, and we met twice, once for an interview, and the second time was for the Stage of Inspiration, which took place in July. We had 20 stage events, and I published the stage events also as extended podcast episodes. They are with guests, and they are up to 1 hour duration. So I'm very proud of my work so far. And last but not least, the 18th chapter, the 18th highlight episode in chapter 4 is Andy Paige, 100 Years of Inspiration, because her goal, when I asked about her goal, is she wants to become a centenarian, and centenarian means she wants to live 100 years, or she wants to celebrate her 100th birthday. And I said, wow, when you celebrate your 100th birthday, I want to be the one interviewing you then. So we have an appointment now, a date in the year 2070, when she turns 100. And she's so amazing and inspiring because she's an inventor as well. And she's an actor in the famous TV show General Hospital. And check this out for yourself. You find all the links, all the episodes. You can You can search for her name on the Inspired Choice Today podcast website. And then you can listen to this episode, and you can also read. It's like an article about the interview in the Inspired Choice Chronicles. So this was our chapter 4, and I like to see you again. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I also offer free breakthrough calls for you. If you have questions about podcasting, how to start, specific questions as well, then reach out. You find my link to schedule a meeting, and I will be honored to help you with that. See you in the next episode. Yours, Coach Caroline. Thank you for listening to Inspired Choice today. I'm thrilled to have you on this journey of growth and transformation. Don't forget to hit follow or subscribe to stay connected and never miss an episode. And here's something special. Grab your free 20-minute breakthrough session with me. It's designed to help you kickstart or level up your business. Just check out the show notes for more. Until next time, keep making those inspired choices. See you in the next episode.